Good evening. We are coming to you live from the Best Western Biltmore Plaza here in Belize City for an official dinner with the President of the Republic of China, Taiwan, Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen, and the Taiwanese community here in Belize. President Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen is expected to give an address this evening to the community here in Belize. That address, we understand, will be in Mandarin, so that's something to look out for. Earlier today we saw the official arrival at the Philip Wilson International Airport tarmac. She arrives at approximately 4 p.m. So what we're going to do right now, we actually have an interview lined up with someone here, someone at the event, an invited guest at the event, none other than Mr. Lee Mark Chang. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring in Mr. Lee Mark Chang into focus to talk a bit. Good evening, Mr. Lee Mark Chang.
Evening, how are you doing?
I am doing fine, and yourself?
Good man, we're good.
So let's talk a bit about this visit and the significance of it to your community here.
Well, of course, we have the Taiwanese president who is coming to Belize, and we're very happy that she is here. I'm very happy that I was invited to be part of the welcome delegation and to meet her tonight.
Now, you are a member of the Belize Chinese Association. I wanted to find out from you a bit about the makeup of that, the membership there. Is it members from China, mainland China, as well as the Republic of China, Taiwan?
Yes, well, I'm a former president of the Belize Chinese Association, and yes, the group is comprised of both Taiwanese and Chinese living in Belize. So we don't worry about the international politics. We worry about ourselves, and so that we could get along well together, we could look out for each other and stuff like that.
Let's talk a bit about what this relationship has meant between. Let's talk a bit about what this relationship between Belize and the Republic of China, Taiwan has meant in terms of the evident support and the evident projects and partnerships, and you seeing those things come.
Taiwan has always been a good friend to Belize, and they have done many investments, contributions to our Belizean community. The farming, the scholarships, just to name a few. So they are really big in Belize. They have done a lot for Belize.
What are you most looking forward to from this visit? I know we have this beautiful event scheduled this evening where you'll get to. Have you met the president since she arrived?
No, I have not met her since she arrived. I met her on prior occasions, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are you looking forward to this week? I know we have the House meeting, special sitting of the House coming up tomorrow.
Well, we'll see tomorrow what the government and the Taiwanese president have came up with, and so I'm not privy to that information, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, how many of your members and your executive are here from the association?
I think we have quite a few of them right here, quite a few, roughly 10, maybe 15. Yes.
Well, Mr. Lee Mark Chang, thank you so much for your time and enjoy your evening.
No, you too? Okay, bye-bye.
And so that right there was Lee Mark Chang, the former president of the Belize Chinese Association, and he was selected to be a part of the welcome committee for the arrival and visit of Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen, the President of the Republic of China, Taiwan. And Mr. Lee Mark, he made mention of something very significant, which basically shows how much of a melting pot Belize is. The fact that the Belize Chinese Association does not get involved involve itself with international politics. So there you see within that association, you see members of the Republic of China Taiwan community, as well as members, citizens from the mainland China, and that's a beautiful thing to note. As we said this evening, this is the official dinner being hosted here for the Taiwanese community, where Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen will get to address the community here in Belize. President Tsai Ing-Wen touched down on the Philip Wilson International Airport's tarmac at approximately 4 p.m. this evening, where she received an official welcome. She was then, of course, whisked off over here to the Best Western Biltmore Plaza for this evening's event. Now, before President Tsai Ing-Wen made her arrival to Belize, she had made a couple stops before leaving on her trip. This trip to Central America. She announced that this trip is meant to show Taiwan's commitment to democratic values globally. The Republic of China Taiwan is big on democracy. She first stopped over in New York, where she had dinner with members of the Taiwanese community there, just as she is doing here. There she announced plans to meet with U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. But Beijing, during a recent press conference, warned that the U.S. is, quote, playing with fire. As we know, the U.S. does not have an official agreement or official ties with the Republic of China Taiwan. They have unofficial ties, but they have committed, and they continue their commitment, their long-standing commitment to the Republic of China Taiwan in their efforts in terms of the democratic process. But Beijing, during their recent press conference, as I said, they said, quote, the U.S. is, quote, playing with fire. That is after President Tsai Ing-Wen announced that she plans to meet with U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. So it is yet to be seen after she leaves Belize a couple of days from now if that meeting with U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy will in fact take place. Notwithstanding the pushback, President Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen and her delegation made their way over to Guatemala to meet with President Alejandro Yamatei, where she was also received with military honors in the same fashion that she was received here in Belize earlier today. And in his speech at an official event ceremony in Guatemala, interestingly, President Yamatei referred to the Republic of China Taiwan as a solid indication from Guatemala's president of their relationship with the Republic of China Taiwan, referred to the Republic of China Taiwan as the only true China. And so that again showing Guatemala's solid and increasing commitment to their relationship with the Republic of China Taiwan. Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen then made her way to Belize. We saw her arrive earlier today. She was also welcomed with military honors to Belize. Now we are here at the Biltmore for her scheduled dinner with the Taiwanese community. Belize and the Republic of China Taiwan has shared bilateral relationships for over the past 3 decades. Have been sharing diplomatic relationships, and recently, on the heels of Honduras declaring its allegiance to mainland China, the government of Belize issued a release declaring Belize's continued commitment to this strong and strengthening bilateral relationship. It's something that we've been covering here in the media. the Honduras's announcement, the government of Honduras's announcement in terms of them pledging their allegiance to to mainland China, and the government's response. And we also saw a similar response from the government of Guatemala on the heels of that announcement from Honduras. Now, we briefly went through the itinerary for this weekend earlier today, and what we're going to do right now is we're going to just briefly for this visit, and what we're going to do right now is we're going to once again seek to run through that itinerary to give you an idea of exactly what the president is doing here and what her visit will entail. This event that's taking place here right now is expected to begin at 6 p.m. sharp. So we're about 8 minutes away where we'll bring that speech from me for you. I would imagine that there'll be a translator in the house to translate, even though the majority of the invited guests here are members of the Republic of China, Taiwan community. And if there's not a translator, well, maybe it's time for you to phone up one of your Taiwanese, Chinese friends and say, hey, I'm listening to your president right now and I want a bit of translation. Would you come on by and help me to get a sense of what they're saying? But after tonight's dinner, which begins at 6 p.m., of course, they're gonna leave, and I would imagine they'll get that much needed rest. And thereafter, they have a full agenda of events for tomorrow, which is Monday, April 3rd. And that tomorrow will begin with a signing ceremony for technical cooperation framework and agreement and handing over of digital devices. And so that first meeting will take place tomorrow morning at the Lee Richardson building. That's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs building in Belmopan. And that will be followed by an official meeting with Prime Minister Honorable John Briceño, the Prime Minister of Belize, at the office of the Prime Minister there at the Sir Edna Kane building, of course, also in Belmopan. And following that, as we've been announcing for this entire week, there will be a special sitting of the House of Representatives, which will be live streamed, and that will take place also in Belmopan at the National Assembly building. And that is only the start of the day, folks. I tell you, it's a jam-packed agenda for Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen tomorrow, because there immediately after that special sitting of the House meeting, she has a state luncheon which will be hosted by Governor General Her Excellency Dame Froila Salam, and that also will be held at the Lee Richardson building. And when following that special luncheon, the President, Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen, will then be inspecting the sheep and goat project, which is actually underway in Central Farm. And so they'll make their way from Belmopan after that luncheon directly to Central Farm for that event. And immediately after that event, there will be a dinner hosted tomorrow night by Prime Minister Honorable John Briceño. So clearly, President of Republic of China, Taiwan, Her Excellency Tsai Ing-Wen, has a jam-packed schedule here in Belize, and we are thoroughly excited to have her here on her second visit to Belize, following numerous agreements, bilateral agreements, cooperation agreements between Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen, her government, and the government of Belize. We're talking in areas of education. Recently, we saw the groundbreaking for the $33 million hospital there in Amberg Risky, San Pedro, a historic moment for the residents of San Pedro. Of course, our residents very appreciative of receiving this $33 million grant from the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, which will see a much much needed primary care hospital built there on the island of San Pedro. We know the sheep and goat project in Central Farm. Another huge investment coming from the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan to Belize, where we're seeing the development of our sheep and goat product both for the local market, and we're also seeing where that is creating access to Belize for the international and the export market. We've seen investments in fisheries as well in terms of satellite and imagery technology, which has proved to be of interest and to prove to be of huge support for the Fisheries Department in terms of their enforcement efforts. One of the challenges we have here in Belize has to do with the enforcement of our fisheries regulations, and we see where the Republic of China, Taiwan's government has invested significantly in ensuring that our fisheries regulations are fully enforced. We've seen efforts in education, and I believe that tomorrow we'll see more of those investments being made in terms of digital devices being handed over. So all around, these 32 plus years of bilateral relationships between the Republic of China, Taiwan and Belize have proven to be beneficial to both Belize and Taiwan, and I would imagine that following this meeting, follows 34, correct, it's 34 years of bilateral relationship. I would imagine that following this meeting, we'll continue to see more agreements. I think one of the questions that we all have is what other initiatives, what other projects, what other programs or what other agreements will come directly as a result of this meeting, some suggesting that it is one of those visits where it will, as the term refers to it, an open checkbook visit as the Republic of China, Taiwan seeks to strengthen and reaffirm its commitment to supporting Central American countries, the Guatemala and Belize, as well as the only 13 remaining countries that it continues to share strong bilateral relationships with across the world. So it's down to 13. But as far as we can see where Belize is concerned, there is no sign of the government of Belize letting go of its relationship with the Republic of China, Taiwan. We saw in the House meeting recently where the opposition, the United Democratic Party, supported a motion which was tabled by the government of Belize. The government of Belize basically in that motion reaffirmed its support to the Republic of China, Taiwan, and we saw where the leader of the opposition, Honorable Shine Barrow, rose to also support that motion. So there again, indicating that even if there is to be a change of government, that this relationship will continue. We saw that in fact under the former administration, there was a legal cooperation agreement for legal and criminal affairs signed between the Republic of China, Taiwan and the government of Belize to deal with legal and criminal matters in terms of Taiwan supporting Belize in that initiative. So we saw numerous agreements signed under the former administration. We see more agreements being signed under the Briceño administration, and we would imagine that even if there is to be a change of government, that those would continue, those agreements would continue to happen. And so what we're going to do now, I believe that we're just simply awaiting for the arrival. We're just simply waiting for. Okay, so we're simply waiting for the arrival of Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen. But what we're going to do right now, we had an interview earlier with the. And so I believe we're going to pause on that interview as we now catch the
总统即将来临，我们稍微准备一下。
Of Her Excellency Dr. Tsai Ing-Wen, the President of the Republic of China, Taiwan.
总统莅临，全体嘉宾请起立，我们掌声欢迎总统。
So there we had it, the arrival of Her Excellency
晚宴
Dr.
现在
Tsai
正式开
Ing-Wen,
始。
the
首先，我们请驻
President
贝
of
里
the
斯
Republic
大
of
使
China,
馆
Taiwan.
徐立文大
And
使
if you're
为餐宴
unable to
开场
understand
讲几句
what
话
is being。
我们
said
掌
inside
声
the
有
room,
请
that
徐
is
大使。
because the entire ceremony is being held in Mandarin. Unfortunately, I was unable to brush up on my Mandarin language, my Mandarin translation
各位访团的成
over the
员，
past week.
各位旅居贝里斯的侨领先进、乡亲朋友，大家晚安。今天晚上，驻贝里斯大使馆、技术团、
There's approximately
海外工程公司的管团员眷，以及从贝里斯全国各地前来的侨胞朋友，都非常兴奋。一起热烈欢迎蔡总统率团来贝里斯访问。这是 COVID-19 疫情发生3年多来，蔡总统的首次出访，也是2018年蔡总统首度访问贝里斯之后，再次造访这一个美丽热情的国度。我们感到格外的荣幸，也特别的开心。相信总统此行会明显感受到台贝关系从2018年以来的长足进展。贝里斯是我们的坚实友邦，而旅居贝里斯的侨胞乡亲们，则是这个多元包容社会的重要成员。
Tsai
许多
Ing-Wen
人已经在这里辛勤耕耘了
arrived with at
展现经营
least
区的热情。
140 individuals in her delegation, and I could tell you that a large number of that delegation includes representatives from the media.
今年台贝邦已迈入第34年，驻贝里斯大使馆将继续与技术团、海外工程公司以及侨胞乡亲们一起为台湾努力打拼，持续深化与贝里斯的双边伙伴关系。谢谢总统带领台湾坚定走向世界。再次欢迎总统及访团所有的成员来访。现在，让我们以热烈的掌声欢迎我们侨胞的大家长徐委员长为今天的晚宴来引言。
我们谢谢徐大使。现在我们邀请财务委员会徐嘉英委员长引言。
最敬爱的蔡英文总统，我们林秘书长、务长，我们徐立文徐大使，还有我在今天有3位我们的立法委员，分别是我们资深的陈明文委员，我们宜兰的陈欧珀委员，我们的邱成元委员，同时我们总统府副秘书长张敦涵张副秘书长，以及我们经济部的张正次，所有我最敬爱的贝里斯各位侨胞先进。各位我们技术团的团员，以及我们此行民主伙伴共荣之旅的所有各位同仁先进，大家晚安，大家好。今天我们一出飞机的时候，就感觉到有一股非常大的热情，大家可以感受到相当的不一样。我们从一个高原的凉爽，来到一个热情的海边。那这样的一股热浪，一时之间可能让大家感受到了我们跟感受侨胞的热情是一样的。那我们在贝里斯呢，曾经鼎盛时期有将近3000个侨胞，不止对不对？还更多哦，因为我在台湾老是碰到贝里斯的侨胞。 但是现在真的住在贝里斯的侨胞可能只剩下400多人哦。但是我们在这边有一个非常特殊的现象，跟总统报告，我们在贝里斯的原住民有将近50位，所占的人口比例是最高的哦。这个是真的在世界各国里面一个最特殊的现象。那今天呢，我非常谢谢我们几位非常资深的贝里斯的侨务咨询委员，有我们张双荣委员他经营的这个芬兰公司及农场还有我们的徐咨询委员徐自立也是早期来贝里斯已经30多年经营房地产，现在也在大学教书。那同时呢，我也要特别介绍我们中华会馆的创始人，我们的卢博士卢念慈，他可以说是我们这边最资深的侨胞，来这里已经超过1甲子了。所以中华会馆有非常多坚定的力量支持我们中华民国台湾。在这边我要特别谢谢大家长期的关心跟投入。那同时我们在贝里斯非常多的侨胞也在这边都是进行服务业包括我们的这个吴促进委员经营这个 Easy In 的这个事业呢，而且他还有一个副业，就是在做华报报社听说他已经停了3年多，因为疫情的关系。但是这是我们在当地非常重要的资讯平台。我们期待今天蔡总统的到访呢，可以让我们的这个华报可以重新再恢复运作。大家说好不好？那我们贝里斯侨界大家向来都是非常的团结，而且大家能够一起工作合作在一起，让我们在虽然人数很少的状况之下，仍然能够发挥非常大的力量。那在这边呢，我要特别谢谢今天所有来自贝里斯不同地方的侨胞很多人还开车开了蛮久来参加我们今天的侨宴。那我刚刚说我们400多人，我们超过1/3的侨胞今天都在现场，所以可以说是大家非常非常的踊跃来参与今天晚上的侨宴。嘉欣要在这边特别先谢谢大家，而且我也要跟各位报告，蔡总统此行真的是非常非常的辛苦但是为了中华民国台湾我们的民主自由的制度跟价值我们都一起努力。蔡总统是我们最好的领导，在这边要拜托我们所有贝里斯的侨界先进各位好朋友，我们继续团结在蔡总统的领导之下，让这几天我们的访问行程除了非常顺利之外，我们还能够在我们的贝里斯主流社会发挥更大的影响力让贝里斯继续跟我们永结同心继续在自由民主的道路上继续努力。再一次谢谢我们所有的侨界先进，尤其我要特别谢谢徐大使，这个不是因为我是跟他徐氏宗亲会是我知道徐大使才刚刚来这边满月而已那我们今天能够到访贝里斯，也是非常不容易的事情尤其在疫情过后大家可以重新恢复这样的一个聚会在此感到非常的荣幸能够代表侨委会跟着总统一起来出访。因此这个时候，我们用最热情的掌声来欢迎我们中华民国的大家长，我们的蔡英文蔡总统，请大家掌声不能停。稍后一下，帮你换一个台子，你稍后。
我们总统府林秘书长，还有我们吴部长，我们徐委员长，我们徐大使，还有我们访问团所有的团员，还有我们在场还有考察团的团员，再站起来给大家看看好吗？来，请坐。他们是来买东西的。我们在前一站也看过他们，他们让我在那个 我们的这个在当地觉得蛮有面子的。我们的坚强的采购能力，我们大使馆的同仁及眷属啊，还有技术团的人员，技术团的人员在哪里？可不可以让我看一下？哦，好，谢谢，谢谢，谢谢。啊，我们还有替代役男呢，替代役男在哪边呢？哦，你们在那里。我们还有海外工程公司的伙伴在哪里呢？好，谢谢。那最重要的，我们在地的几位侨领啊，这里400多人的我们的侨界啊，刚才委员长跟我们讲说有1/3今天在现场哈。本来我以为今天我们晚上的聚会应该就是几桌大家互相可以坐下来好好的互动，因为人会比较少。可是现在进来发现好像人还蛮多的哈，所以看到大家，我觉得心里非常的高兴哦。那我们其实在1-2个钟头前才抵达贝里斯哈。那刚才我们进来的时候，看到我们很多的侨胞，跟我们打招呼，欢迎哈，感受非常的深哦。现在各位都坐在位置上了哈，等一下我们要好好的谢谢各位。那我上一次来呢是在2018年第1个任期的时候，那个时候呢，是刚担任总统的第3年哈，那这一次的第2任到明年也会到期，但是在这个时候刚好是疫情告一个段落，那可以到各处去访问我们的邦交的国家，同时也跟我们的侨民有见面的机会，所以我也真高兴今天能够再来贝里斯看看我们来自台湾的乡亲啊。那么虽然贝里斯跟台湾距离很遥远，但是大家的心一直都很近啊。那这3年呢，我们在两地共同面对疫情的挑战。那当台湾捐赠口罩给各个国家的时候呢，大家也向国际社会提供防疫物资。所以每当谈到台湾对国际防疫的贡献的时候呢，谈到善的循环，大家其实也都是其中的一份子。我要谢谢大家的努力。那么这几年我们和贝里斯的互动也越来越密切。那么我相信大家在这个地方努力的工作，那么让我们跟贝里斯的邦谊越来越紧密啊。所以我相信大家都贡献了很大的力量，非常感谢大家。所以我们刚才看到说，我们这里有我们驻馆的同仁，还有技术团，还有替代役。那我们大家站在第一线，执行国际合作计划，跟我们的贝里斯的人民站在一起。那么还记得上一次我来贝里斯的时候，跟技术团的伙伴见面交流，深深的感受到我们台湾人为友邦朋友付出的热情啊。那这一次我们有一个非常有趣的行程，也就是在明天的下午我们要去了解种羊生产的计划哈。我觉得很期待。那相信这几年大家的努力呢，会有很丰硕的成果哈。那未来呢，我们也会持续的努力深化台湾和贝里斯的交流。那现场我刚才谈了，我们有考察团的朋友，为什么你们自己叫考察团呢？你们不就是来买东西的吗？哦，这样子是吧，好好好，我是很感谢的，真的很感谢哈。那么前几天呢，就是像我讲的，在 瓜地马拉见面哦。那他们是去瓜地马拉买咖啡的。那现在来贝里斯，你们要买什么呢？啊、他们要买可可。如果你们知道哪里有好的可可，赶快介绍给他们啊。还有辣椒哦。哎，他们很雄厚的，所以有东西可以卖，尽量卖给他们啊。那也算我们跟贝里斯的双边贸易可以更加的好。那我们希望促进台湾跟贝里斯的经贸文化交流，也让台湾的民众能够品尝来自贝里斯的好滋味。好，那借这个机会，我也要谢谢我们的侨胞朋友啊，我们好几位侨领在这里啊，积极的替台湾发声，支持台湾的国际参与。那么现在呢，全球的疫情趋缓，我除了欢迎大家有空的时候回台湾看一看啊，那也邀请各位跟我们一起来打拼，让台湾的国际空间可以更宽广。那我要跟大家说，台湾是世界的台湾，民主自由就是我们跟国际的共通的语言，也是我们通往世界的关键道路。那我们会坚定地守护我们共享的价值，为全球的繁荣、区域的和平稳定做出更多的贡献。所以我们一起继续努力，一起给世界一个更好的台湾。谢谢大家。
谢谢总统，我们请总统留步，同时邀请2位咨询委员上台，贝里斯徐志立侨务咨询委员及张双龙侨务咨询委员将代表侨界向总统陈正礼品。今天很荣幸，总统远道而来，到访贝里斯。贝里斯侨界为总统准备一份特别的纪念品，以一体成型的花梨木雕刻作品献给总统，象征余耀还余，台贝共荣。我们请总统及2位咨询委员向前共同合影一张。3、2、1，谢谢总统，谢谢2位咨询委员。我们请总统继续留步。我们请徐大使及徐委员上台与总统向侨胞敬酒。谢谢总统远渡重洋来到贝里斯，我们举起我们的酒杯。我们向总统敬酒，干杯！祝福各位侨胞及宝眷身体健康，工作顺利，万事如意。干杯！谢谢总统，谢谢徐委员长，谢谢徐大使。我们恭请总统回座。
对不起啊，我不是不敬哦，只是刚才我应该做一件事没有做哦，就是介绍这一次不辞千里跟我们一起来的3位立委哈、哦。那第一位应该介绍谁呢？从年轻的开始好了。我们这个年轻的邱成委员，还有一个第2年轻的是谁啊？陈欧珀委员。还有一位很资深但是不老的，第3年轻的陈明文委员。还有我们陈正奇，经济部次长陈正奇。我30年前就认得他了，我们一起做贸易谈判。还有其实今天除了我们侨友会的这个帮忙以外哦，真正最大的金主，我看还是外交部吧。那跟这个外交部长，请给他拍手一下好啊。 还有我们应该还算年轻的，我们总统府的秘书长也是前台中市长跟交通部长也在这里。还有没要被介绍了没介绍到，请举手。好，哦，总统府还有一个我们随行的副秘书长，他是不是希望被介绍呢？张敦涵。好，谢谢大家，我们就开始享受晚宴吧，谢谢。
谢谢总统的鼓励。乔宴现在开始，请大家享用晚餐。
And so there we had it, an official address from Her Excellency Tsai Ing-Wen, the President of the Republic of China, Taiwan, to her community here in Belize. Her address lasted for about 10 minutes, and basically what we'll have to do is we'll have to do some translation of that for our audience, our English-speaking audience here in Belize. And I can assure you that once that is done, we'll be able to give you the English version of that speech. The official opening ceremonies has officially come to a close, and at this point the media is being requested to leave. And so with that, thank you for tuning in. Until tomorrow, we see you in Belmopan.